Welcome to the channel. You guys could please hit the like button when you come in. First thing, appreciate it. And today we're going to be looking at, can Bitcoin get to $242,000 per coin? We're going to show you exactly how that could happen. And we're in a very pivotal week. This is a very pivotal week for Bitcoin. And we need to see some holding action here, at least, if not some pumpage action. So let's go ahead and get started. Actually, start with CoinGecko. Pull that up real quick. Okay. All right. 1,410 exchanges, 3.968 trillion, about the same place we were yesterday. 164.54 billion in 24-hour volume, which also is very similar to where it was. Almost everything's exactly where it was yesterday. Bitcoin at 57.8%, ETH 12.5%. Those feel pretty close. We got a new trending coin, BitTensor, excuse me. The ticker is Tau. HBAR making an appearance here and trending as well, being up 12.2%, and Chain Opera down 25.6%. Top gainers, they look like, who knows, they're probably all meme coins. It's hard to say. Ski Mask Dog. It's ridiculous. Whatever happened to Whiff? Wasn't that supposed to be the next big meme coin? And it kind of fell off the tracks, didn't it? Okay, Bitcoin coming in $115,111. Ethereum coming in at $41.18. $2.63 for XRP. BNB at $11.36. But almost nothing in the gainers yesterday. Bitcoin gained 0.1%. Everything else is down. Tron's up a hair. This figure HELOC, I think this is a stable coin, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong on that. This is $1.36. Definitely not pegged to the dollar. I wonder what it's pegged to. Maybe nothing. It's a project that has to do with real estate, I believe. Or getting loans through your mortgage, something like that. All right, let's look at the biggest gainers of the hour. High Net Worth Meme Core, Caspa, rare appearance back in the news. It goes all the way down at number 83. It was up much higher at one point. Those people killed me for saying it wouldn't ever get to the top 10. But it was really obvious to me that it wasn't. You know, Caspa had a good run when nothing else was running. That was good on it for that time. But all right, figure HELOC, HBAR. Let's look and see what some of these are here. Just double check it. We'll check the website, figure.com. Unlock home equity for all your needs. Home, $18 billion locked in your platform. The #1 non-bank home equity line of credit in the U.S. Approval as late as little as 5 days. But what is the token for? That's what I want to know. What is the token for? Let's see if it says anywhere. Let's go all the way to the top. Click this. Products. Nothing that really says what the token actually does. It's a really strange coin to have popped up so high up the top 100. It's home equity. I told those real estate people that crypto is going to be taking over their business. They didn't believe it, but guess what? It is. It won't be long now. Okay. That's the biggest gainer of the week. HBAR next, 17.8%. Trump coin at 22%. Or I'm sorry, for the last 24 hours. 24 hours, excuse me. Trump coin, BitTensor, Meme Core, kind of like Pump Fund, Chronos, Leo Token. All these are up over 5%. 7-day. Let's see. I'm not wanting to move here. Okay. There we go. All right, for the last week, you got Figure, Hyperliquid up 28%. Pretty good. It's in an accumulation range right now. Jute, another good week here. Pi Network, Trump Meme Coin, Zcash, Pump Fund, HBAR. These are all the above 15% gainers for the week. And I assume Zcash is going to be the 30-day champion again. Let's find out. Yep, 462%. Tau with 50% raise. Tau's doing pretty well. It's getting relatively close to its all-time high again. So we can see what that number is. Okay. Don't pinwheel me. Yeah, the top was $712. So it's at 440. So pretty good. Getting back up there a little bit. Maybe you come up here and take out 600. There's not a lot in between here. But anyways, there we go. Let's go and get go. Let's look at Bitcoin on the chart. Proppy, yeah, Proppy's okay. This is the 4-hour chart. I'm going to click on the monthly, show you guys. We're actually green for the monthly right now. So as long as we stay above 114, we're still green for the month. Look at those wicks. Look at those wicks, man. So ultimately, October so far, by the 28th here, it's been relatively flat. But we know we've seen a lot of wild swings, but this is where it is. It's right in the middle of those two big swings. I say right in the middle, pretty close to it anyways. Okay. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. Take a look. So this is our fixed volume tool we use here. You can look and see on the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the hour chart. You can see it a little better. We're still right in the middle of this range. Right in the middle of the range. So a trade right now would be crazy because you're trading like right in the middle of the range. I thought about shorting from up here and I didn't do it. I wish I would have. Zoom out on the hourly. Yeah. Seems like we have bottomed and we are moving up. That's the way that it seems. The chart is showing that. So there you go. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget, we have a Phemex trading competition. The link is down below. Got 2 weeks left in the trading competition, so get down there, sign up for Phemex, and get trading. Giving away an iPhone 16 Pro Max. So I have not made a trade in about a week. I'll be honest with you guys. I have not trusted the market at all. Okay. Standard Charter says this could be the week everything changes for Bitcoin. Crypto news of the day. This could be one of those weeks where the market quietly shifts from uncertainty to conviction. According to Standard Charter's head of digital assets research, Jeff Kendrick, a wave of surprisingly positive U.S.-China developments has turned market sentiment from fear into hope. Kendrick highlighted the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent signaled an imminent breakthrough over the weekend. He indicated that China is expected to suspend rare earth metal or export controls for a year and increase soybean purchases from the U.S. in exchange for Washington dropping its threatened 100% tariffs. Details of this potential deal will be finalized after the Trump-Xi meeting in Korea later this week. The news has already ripped through the markets, with Bitcoin benefiting from positive sentiment. In the same tone, the USD Chinese yuan pair has fallen to near year-to-date lows, signaling a stronger yuan and renewed confidence in global trade stability. This easing tension has in turn fueled a rebound in Bitcoin's correlation to risk appetite as investors rotate away from direct or defensive positions. Kendrick said the Bitcoin to gold ratio highlighted last week continues to push higher. I'll watch for this ratio to break back above 30 to signal it into such fear. For Kendrick, the coming days may mark a critical turning point for Bitcoin and how investors interpret its long-term cycle. He pointed out that over $2 billion exited U.S. gold ETFs last week, suggesting an appetite shift that could soon favor Bitcoin. It would confirm a more positive backdrop if even half of the re-entered early Bitcoin ETFs early this week. The broader setup looks equally intriguing as we have the Fed meeting coming in a couple days. It's already baked in that we're going to get 0.25% for 25 bips. He also hinted that growing speculation over the Fed chair could prove Bitcoin positive if it raises some concerns about central bank independence. Add to that, income earnings release from the 5 of the Magnificent 7, Microsoft, Meta, Google, Apple, and Amazon, and the macro calendar looks loaded with catalysts. So we expect a turbulent week this week, for sure. This week is about to be pure chaos. The government shutdown is about to hit day 30. The Fed decides rates on Wednesday. Powell speaks right after during a data blackout. Then we got Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, and Amazon all reporting earnings. It's $15.2 trillion in market cap dropping numbers in the same week. And when you think that it's over, Trump meets with President Xi on Thursday, 48 hours before his 100% tariff deadline. Buckle up. This week could move everything. Kendrick argues that a fresh Bitcoin all-time high would serve as the death knell for those still clinging to the halving cycle as the primary driver of BTC's value. ETF flows matter more now. If this week goes well, Bitcoin may never go below $100,000 again. It's a pretty bold statement. Here's the Bitcoin to gold ratio. There we go. Trump's gold for Bitcoin shock plan targets $38 trillion debt and $242,000 Bitcoin was targeted. Senator Cynthia Lummis from Wyoming says that the Trump administration is considering a radical plan to convert a portion of the nation's gold reserves into Bitcoin to build a strategic digital reserve. U.S. debt triggers unconventional fiscal debate. The United States national debt has climbed $38 trillion, prompting for new approaches to restore fiscal stability. Interest payments are expected to reach $14 trillion over the next decade. Lummis said selling or revaluing U.S. gold certificates to fund Bitcoin purchases could cut the national debt in half over the next 20 years. Studies by Strategy, founder Michael Saylor and economist Arthur Laffer underpin the concept. Both argue that acquiring roughly 5% of global Bitcoin supply, or 1 million coins, could deliver exponential long-term returns compared with stagnant gold holdings. Data shows that a 5% capital rotation from gold into Bitcoin could lift Bitcoin's price to roughly $242,000 per coin. The U.S. could take undervalued gold on its books, reprice it, and convert it into Bitcoin. This would allow us to build a strategic reserve without borrowing, leveraging Bitcoin's asymmetric upside as a store of value, she added. Analysts estimate the U.S. Treasury's 261.5 million troy ounces of gold could raise about $1.3 trillion at $5,000 per ounce. value will grow substantially. Bitcoin appreciated into the six-figure territory as modeled. And the Treasury Department has confirmed our national debt has crossed $38 trillion after adding $1 trillion in just 2 months. Said Trump has trimmed deficits by $350 billion this year, but acknowledged deeper reforms are needed. Said structural change is necessary. So there you go. Google Trends show crypto interest drops back to Trump tariff war levels as market uncertainty grows. After one of the sharpest sell-offs of 2025, the crypto market is once again in a holding pattern. Prices have moved sideways for 2 weeks following the October 10th crash that erased billions in leveraged positions and shook investor confidence. Now interest in crypto is falling just as fast as prices. According to Google Trends data, searches for crypto, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin have plunged to a score of 26, levels seen last during the height of the U.S.-China trade war earlier this year. Similarly to last time, the slump in public attention comes just weeks after President Donald Trump's administration reignited its trade offensive against China, imposing tariffs of 100 to 130% on Chinese imports and signaling further restrictions on key tech exports. Doesn't it seem clear at this point that Trump is just basically throwing out these crazy tariffs and he's not following up on any of them? He's just doing it as negotiating, it seems to be, in my opinion. He's got a meeting with the president of China this week. So there are new trade tensions around investors across risk markets. October 10th, following Trump's comments on Truth Social threatening massive tariffs and canceling a planned APEC meeting with Chinese Xi Jinping, market spiraled. Bitcoin and the crypto markets struggle for momentum. This has definitely been the case. Say retail enthusiasm has largely evaporated. According to Google Trends, global crypto activity has dropped 70 to 80% from its 2025 highs. You can see how high it went up. It's like probably September, August, probably right there. Now you can see all the way down here. Despite public waning interest, institutional inflows and policy shifts could revive optimism. Federal Reserve's expected return to quantitative easing and a potential rate cut cycle in late 2025 may inject liquidity back into risk assets, including crypto. Four strategists argue this could set the stage for one final bull rally before the next bear market cycle begins. However, for now, with volatility and confidence slipping, the crypto industry is entering a quieter phase, one that looks more like 2019 than the mania of 2021. It's a really interesting article. Inside the Trump family's global crypto cash machine, this is about the Trump sons really getting involved in crypto. And the important thing is this right here. Before this year, this was Trump's earnings, the first half of 2024. Or the first half, excuse me. Total $51 million. 579,000 in crypto, some in real estate licensing, others real estate and resorts. Now, they've made $864 million. $802 million of that is in crypto, including $466 million in World Liberty Financial. That is a heck of a rise right there. So, family also made $336 million from sales of a meme coin Trump. Reuters calculated. See if there's any more graphics to look at, infographics. No, not really. Most crypto assets were likely via foreign wallets. I don't know how they can really tell that. Doesn't sound right. But maybe. Here's Justin's son. He got a ball on the jock. President. I mean, there's a little bit about from Token 2049, I believe. All right. Trump taps crypto lawyer Michael Selig for CFTC chair. Selig's nomination would fill the CFTC chair position, but it remains unclear whether the 4 commissioner vacancies will be addressed. President Donald Trump has picked Michael Selig to serve as CFTC chairman, according to social media posts. It confirmed Selig would replace CFTC acting chairman Caroline Pham, who said she will leave the agency when a new chairman is confirmed. Pham congratulated Selig, said Mike's deep familiarity with CFTC markets will benefit all our constituents, from agricultural and energy producers to exchanges and market participants and digital asset firms. Selig said, I pledge to work tirelessly to facilitate well-functioning commodity markets, promote freedom, competition, innovation, help the president make the United States the crypto capital of the world. So, the CFTC is currently operating with only 1 of 5 commissioners, Pham. Highly unusual state for the agency. 4 commissioners have departed this year, and Trump has only put forth a single nominee to replace them. So, CFTC hanging on by a sliver to being relevant right now. Ocean Protocol denies token theft allegations as ASI alliance rift deepens. This is just such a crazy story. Ocean Protocol Foundation has strongly denied allegations of token theft, claiming that all community tokens remain with Ocean Expeditions. The ongoing conflict highlights serious governance challenges in cryptocurrency alliances and raises questions about trust and transparency. Sorry. Okay. Ocean Protocol Foundation's exit from ASI Alliance, which included Fetch.ai and SingularityNet, ignite a bitter public dispute. However, the foundation maintains the Ocean Community tokens are under the stewardship of Ocean Expeditions, a Cayman Islands legal trust established independently in June 2025. This position stands in direct contrast to public statements by Fetch.ai CEO Humayun Sheikh. Crypto executive accused Ocean Protocol of misusing alliance funds, selling over 100 million in community tokens before leaving the alliance. I mean, what a crazy, insane story. On-chain analysis by Bubble Maps indicates that 661 Ocean tokens were converted to 286 million Fetch prior to the planned merger. Meanwhile, 270 million Fetch were moved to centralized exchanges. So you have artificial super alliance, artificial intelligence alliance, whatever it's called. And they had 3 projects. They had Fetch, Ocean, and Singularity.net, AGIX. And these were all projects that were on the move. And then they've had a falling out because the whole thing is falling apart, in my opinion. I don't know what are they aligned for now? They just got 2 projects. Sounds more like a partnership than an alliance. People were already moving away from the alliance. I know Pal.ai was a part of it, and their community flipped, and they had to remove themselves from the alliance. So now you have one of the main 3 removing it from the alliance. Did Ocean Protocol dump 100 million in community tokens? Fetch AI is openly accusing them of misconduct. And you guys can just see the fall that these things have had. It's massive. And this is amid the market going up. Dispute turned legal when Sheikh offered a $250,000 bounty to reveal Ocean DAO multi-sig signers, raising the stakes toward potential litigation across several jurisdictions. He argues that the conversion of community tokens placed before the merger violated the alliance's intended spirit. Finding its recent move to halt Ocean deposits along with the alliance token sell-off appeared to coincide with these events, heightening investor anxiety. Ocean Protocol Foundation described Sheikh's statements as false, misleading, and libelous. The foundation insists that neither Ocean DAO nor Ocean Expedition signed the ASI Alliance token merger agreement. Ocean Expeditions, as an independent entity, holds the community treasury solely for the benefit of the community and has no legal obligations, according to the Alliance network. Wow. It's a crazy story, guys. But not as crazy as this one. Police recovered $700,000 worth of Bitcoin machines and also $75,000 in frozen turkeys. Police in Grant County, Indiana, recently recovered 1,000 stolen Bitcoin machines and $75,000 worth of frozen turkeys while investigating reported thefts in the area. Like, wait, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This is only a story that can be made by being real. Grant County Sheriff Office was called on October 2nd to a local Bitcoin mining operation called Your Choice Ever Best. The company said one of its semi-trailers was hijacked and that 1,000 machines had been stolen. The estimated value of these machines is $700,000. Bitcoin mining machines are specialized computer systems used to verify crypto transactions and secure blockchain network. Investigators determined that the stolen shipment was in the Chicago area and conducted an undercover operation to recover the stolen machines. Last week, with the help of Chicago and Marion police, I guess maybe this is Illinois, all 1,000 Bitcoin machines were recovered. During the same investigation, detectives reportedly intervened in another attempted theft. This time, $75,000 worth of frozen turkeys were recovered. You turkeys. However, no further information was provided on the turkeys being recovered or where they were stolen from. That's what I want. You tell us about the Bitcoin, that's fine. I want to know about the stolen turkeys. Feed me more, please. Coinbase says Bitcoin treasuries are ghosting, but two firms just bought $205 million. American Bitcoin and Strategy purchased over $205 million worth of Bitcoin during October's downturn, contradicting Coinbase warnings that corporate treasuries have abandoned the market since mid-month. American Bitcoin and Strategy collectively purchased over $205 million in Bitcoin in the past 48 hours, contradicting Coinbase's warnings that corporate treasuries have largely abandoned the market during October's downturn. Coinbase Global Head of Investment Research, David Duong, recently warned that digital asset treasuries have largely ghosted the market since October 10th, with Bitcoin purchases falling to near year-to-date lows over the past 2 weeks. Where are the DATs? I mean, it's pretty obvious they were buying them when the price was lower. Over the last 2 weeks, Bitcoin buying by DATs fell to their year-to-date lows and has not briefly recovered even on green days. Major treasury firms continue aggressive accumulation. American Bitcoin acquired approximately 1,414 Bitcoin between September and October 24th, increasing its strategic reserve to 3,865 Bitcoin held in custody or pledged for minor purchases under agreements with Bitmain. The Miami-based company, now a majority-owned subsidiary of Hut 8 Corp., operates as a Bitcoin accumulation platform, integrating scaled mining operations with disciplined purchase strategies. The firm announced a new transparency metric, Satoshis per share, which represents the amount of Bitcoin attributable to each understanding share of common stock. So here's the 24 days. They accumulated 1,414 Bitcoin. Their total reserve is now 3,865. What sets American Bitcoin apart from most traditional Bitcoin treasury vehicles is our integrated mining operations. By producing Bitcoin directly, we can reduce our average cost per Bitcoin to drive a cost advantage over vehicles that buy exclusively on the open market. Blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Crypto adoption and entertainment, how blockchain is changing the way we play. I mean, it's going to, I think this is way too early. At the heart of the changing digital and entertainment environment lies blockchain technology and its companion cryptocurrencies. After years of promise, 2025 appears to be a watershed moment for crypto adoption, and entertainment ceases to be a niche, starts becoming broadly meaningful. The initial spark came in gaming and streaming, where users began to demand more than merely passive watching or playing. They want to participate, own, trade, govern, and influence the experiences they engage with. So There's more about how everything is, token gated, streaming, things like that. But I thought this was a pretty interesting story. You guys can check this one out on your own. It's on cryptoninjas.net. So, all right, guys, that is all we got for today. Be blessed. Boy out.